Hello and welcome to Algebra 1 Test Section 1 on the product and power rules for exponents. All right, so we want to simplify. So for the first problem we're going to look at, we have 6 to the 4th power times 6 cubed times 6 squared. So we're going to use our product rule for exponents. So that tells us to keep the base the same, right? Because in each case you have a base of 6, so keep that the same, and then just add your exponents. So you have an exponent of 4 plus an exponent of 3, that would give you 7, plus an exponent of 2, that would give you 9. So this would be 6 to the 9th power. All right, for the next one, we have n to the 4th power times n to the 7th power times n to the 9th power. So keep the base the same, which is n, and then just add the exponents. So 4 plus 7 is 11, and then 11 plus 9 is 20. So this would be n to the 20th power. All right, so for the next one, we have x to the 4th power, y to the 4th power, z to the 4th power. So one way we can rewrite this, we can notice that we have the same exponent in each case. So when you have a product and you have the same exponent in each factor, you can take kind of each part separately. So the x, the y, and the z, put those inside of a set of parentheses, and then just raise this whole thing to the 4th power. These two would be the same. So x, y, z inside of parentheses raised to the 4th power would be equal to or the same as x to the 4th power, y to the 4th power, z to the 4th power. Hello and welcome to Algebra 1 Test Section 2 on the product and power rules for exponents. All right, so we want to simplify. And we look at our first problem here. We have 8 times, and then we have xy, and then this is raised to the 5th power. Now notice only the xy inside of the parentheses is raised to the 5th power, not the 8. So we can kind of separate this a little bit to make it clear and say we have 8 times inside of parentheses xy. This is raised to the 5th power. So then what I can do here is I can say I have 8 times. I have a product raised to a power. So x is raised to the 5th power. Times I have y also raised to that power. And so we end up writing this as 8x to the 5th power, y to the 5th power. And there's going to be different situations that are going to come up where we have to start from this format and go to this format. And then sometimes we're going to have to start from this format and go to this format. So it's important to know that you can change back and forth between the two. What about xy inside of parentheses squared, then times x to the 4th power? Well, again, I can raise each individually to the 2nd power. So x to the 2nd power, y to the 2nd power. Then I'm multiplying this by x to the 4th power. And then with my product rule for exponents, I can kind of further simplify here. Keep x the same. And then I have an exponent of 2 and an exponent of 4. So I would add those. 2 plus 4 is 6. So it would be x to the 6th power and then times y squared. So we get x to the 6th, y to the 2nd, or y squared. What about something like 5x over 3 inside of some brackets, and this is raised to the 2nd power? Well, I can raise each individually to the 2nd power. So 5 squared times x squared over 3 squared. And if you get this problem on a test, your teacher might want you to write 25x squared over 9. But I like to keep it using the exponents, especially when we're dealing with a chapter on exponents. But specifically as you're moving forward, you're going to be getting values for things, so you're probably going to be writing it like this. Hello and welcome to Algebra 1 Test Section 3 on the product and power rules for exponents. All right, so we're going to want to simplify. We're going to start out with x to the 4th power, y to the 7th power over z squared. So this is inside of brackets, and then we're cubing it, or we're raising it to the 3rd power, however you want to say that. So each is going to be raised to the 3rd power. So x to the 4th is raised to the 3rd power. Y to the 7th is raised to the 3rd power. And then over z squared, that's also raised to the 3rd power. So the power to power rule tells us we keep the base the same, multiply the exponents. So x to the 4th raised to the 3rd power, keep x the same, multiply the exponents. 4 times 3 is 12. Y to the 7th power raised to the 3rd power, keep the base y the same, multiply the exponents. 7 times 3 is 21. Then over z squared raised to the third power, z stays the same, multiply exponents. 2 times 3 is 6. So you get x to the 12th, y to the 21st, over z to the 6th. All right, for the next one we have, inside of parentheses, negative 2 to the 4th power raised to the 5th power. This is kind of a trap question that you'll probably get on a test. You have to pay close attention to this negative here. When you see a negative and there's exponents involved, ask yourself the question. So forget about this part right here. Is that negative contained inside of a set of parentheses with regard to being raised to the 4th power? No, it's not. You really have negative, you can think of this as negative 1 times 2 to the 4th power. Then this whole thing here is raised to the 5th power. All right, let me erase this and make that clear. This is different than if you had something that looked like this. If I had, let's say, negative 2, and this amount was raised to the 4th power, and then this whole thing was raised to the 5th power. Those two are different. So specifically what I have here is I have negative 1 times 2 to the 4th power. Then this whole thing is raised to the 5th power. Now I can simplify this using the power to power rule. So negative 1 is raised to the 5th power. So negative 1 is raised to the 5th power. And the negative 1 now being raised to the 5th power, you notice that there are parentheses here. So that's telling me I do have 5 factors of this negative 1. So now I can use some parentheses there. Then I'm multiplying this by 2 to the 4th power, and that's raised to the 5th power. So power to power rule there is 2, which is my base, stays the same, and then I multiply exponents. 4 times 5 is 20. So what I end up with here is negative 1 to the 5th power. We know that's negative 1. So that's negative. I won't write negative 1. I'll just write negative out in front of 2 to the 20th power. So again, this is a trap question that you'll get on a test. And again, just pay attention to this negative right here. You have this first exponent operation, 2 to the 4th power. So the negative here is not enclosed inside of a set of parentheses with regard to this exponent right here. It's not. It's only enclosed inside of these parentheses, which is with regard to this exponent operation here. So just pay very, very close attention to that. So for the next one, we have x to the 4th power, y cubed, times negative 2 x to the 4th power, y cubed. And then this whole thing is inside of parentheses, and it's squared. Different ways you can do this. One way you can do it is you can simplify inside the parentheses first, and then you could use your power to power rule. Another thing you can do, and what I'm going to do here, you can kind of individually use the power to power rule and then simplify in the end. So we would have x to the 4th power, and then that's going to be squared. Right? It's raised to the 2nd power. Then times, we have y cubed, and that's squared. Then times, I have this negative 2 here. Very important that we think about signs when we're working with exponents. Now, the negative 2 is enclosed inside of these parentheses here. And I'm squaring that, which means that if I kind of pause from this for a second, if I come down here and I had x to the 4th power, y cubed times negative 2 times x to the 4th power, y cubed, this is squared. So really all I'm doing is I'm taking this and I'm multiplying it by itself. So then you'd have x to the 4th power, y cubed times negative 2 x to the 4th power, y cubed times this again, x to the 4th power, y cubed times negative 2 x to the 4th power, y cubed. So I'd have negative 2 times negative 2. So that's going to end up being positive. So then let me erase this and we're going to continue. So now I'd have that negative 2, and that would be inside of a set of parentheses, and then it would be squared. And then I'd have x to the 4th power, and then that would be squared. And then y, which is cubed, would be squared. So x to the 4th power squared, again, keep the base x the same, multiply exponents. 4 times 2 is 8. Y cubed is squared, so we keep y the same, multiply exponents. 3 times 2 is 6. Negative 2, that amount, the negative and the 2, is squared. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. So I can put 4 out in front. Or if you wanted to, you could actually leave negative 2 squared out in front since you're working with exponents. That would be fine as well. Then we have x to the 4th power, which is squared. Keep x the same. Multiply the exponents. 4 times 2 is 8. Then we have y cubed squared. So we have y, which stays the same, and then 3 times 2 is 6. So now we just simplify further using the product rule for exponents. So 4, I'm going to leave that unchanged. X to the 8th times x to the 8th is x to the 16th. Right? X stays the same, and just add the exponents. 8 plus 8 is 16. And then y to the 6th times y to the 6th is y to the 12th. Right? Y stays the same, add the exponents. 6 plus 6 is 12. So I end up with 4x to the 16th, y to the 12th. Or most people would accept negative 2 squared, written like that, times x to the 16th, y to the 12th. Hello and welcome to Algebra 1 Test Section 4 on the product and power rules for exponents. All right, so we want to simplify. So we have negative 2yx squared times, inside of parentheses, negative 2x squared y to the 4th power, and this is squared. All right, so this right here I'm not going to touch for right now, negative 2yx squared. For this one, I have a product here, and it's raised to a power. So each factor individually I can raise to that power. So I have negative 2, and remember, you have to be careful with these signs when you work with negatives. This is inside of a set of parentheses here, this negative 2. So negative 2 is squared. So I'm going to put times negative 2, that's squared. And then I have x squared, and that's squared. So x squared, that's squared, and then y to the 4th power, that's squared. So let's simplify. So I have negative 2 times y times x squared times negative 2 squared is going to be positive 4. So I'll just go ahead and write that. And then I have x squared, that's squared. So keep x the same, multiply exponents. 2 times 2 is 4. Then I have y to the 4th power, that's squared. Keep y the same, multiply exponents. 4 times 2 is 8. So then equals. So now I have negative 2 times 4, that's negative 8. So negative 8. Or you can also write this as negative 2 cubed, right, if you wanted to, because you have a negative 2 here, and then you have a negative 2 here that's squared. Now I know that this negative 2 is not inside of a set of parentheses, but I could write it as negative 2, that quantity, to the 1st power, and it's the same thing. So combining those, I would have negative 2, that base, raised to the power of 1 plus 2, or 3. So I can write this quantity, negative 2 cubed, or again, I can just write negative 8. All right, so then I have y, and then I have another y here that's raised to the 8th power. So y stays the same, and then if it doesn't have an exponent, it's an exponent of 1. So 1 plus 8 is 9. Then I have x squared, and I have x to the 4th power. So put down an x, and then add exponents. 2 plus 4 is 6. So this is going to simplify to negative 8, y to the 9th, x to the 6th. All right, for the next one I have, inside of parentheses, negative b to the 4th times b squared, and then this is squared. All right, so again, we've got to pay careful attention to when we have negatives involved. There's all kinds of situations they're going to throw at you. So this negative right here is not being raised to the 4th power here. It's not inside of any parentheses there. The only parentheses it's inside of are these. So this negative will be squared. In the end, it's going to be a positive result anyway. But I want you just to pay close attention to these situations because they're going to throw a lot of trap questions at you like this in this section. So then to simplify this, I can start out by saying, okay, I have negative 1. That's going to be squared. Then times I have b to the 4th power. That's going to be squared. And then I have b to the 2nd power. That's going to be squared. Or I could have simplified in here first and say, okay, b to the 4th power times b squared is b to the 6th power. So basically I have a negative 1 times a b to the 6th power. And then this whole thing is squared. So really negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. You can kind of forget about that. And then b to the 6th power squared would be b to the 12th power. So that's kind of the quick way to do it. And that's what you're going to be doing kind of as you get more practice and more comfortable with this. But for right now, I'll just break it up so you can see what I'm doing individually. So negative 1 squared, again, is 1. b to the 4th power squared is b. And then 4 times 2 is 8. So b to the 8th power. And then times b squared to the 2nd power. Keep b the same. 2 times 2 is 4. So now I have b to the 8th times b to the 4th. Keep b the same. Add the exponents. 8 plus 4 is 12. So again, you get b to the 12th power. All right, for the last one we're going to look at, we have ax squared over by to the fourth. And then this amount is inside of brackets, and it's raised to the third power, or again, we could say that's cubed. So what I'm going to do is take each individually and raise it to the third power. So a is raised to the third power, x squared is raised to the third power, over b, which is raised to the third power, and then y to the fourth power is raised to the third power. And then simplifying this, I get a cubed. X squared to the third power is x to the sixth power. This is over b cubed. And then y to the fourth power raised to the third power is y to the 12th power. So I have a cubed x to the sixth over b cubed y to the 12th. Hello and welcome to Algebra 1 Test Section 5 on the product and power rules for exponents. All right, so we want to simplify. We have j times negative h cubed j to the fourth. This is inside of parentheses, and then it's cubed. So each inside of here is going to be cubed. So I would have j, that's cubed. I have this negative here, which I can think of as negative 1. That's going to be cubed. I have h cubed, which is going to be cubed. And then I have j to the fourth power, which is going to be cubed. And so j cubed stays as is. Negative 1 cubed would be negative 1. So you just put a negative out in front of here. H cubed would be h to the ninth power, right? You keep the base the same, which is h, multiply the exponents. 3 times 3 is 9. Then the same thing for j to the fourth power raised to the third, or j to the fourth power cubed. J stays the same. 4 times 3 is 12. Now I can further simplify this because I have j and I have j. So if I'm multiplying here, same base, add the exponents. So negative, we're going to have j. 3 plus 12 is 15. So j to the 15th, and then h to the 9th. So again, negative j to the 15th, h to the 9th. All right, for the next one, I have x to the 5th power, y to the 9th, over 3. And then this is inside of brackets, and it's squared. So I'm just going to raise each to the second power. So x to the 5th, raised to the second power, y to the 9th, raised to the second power, over 3, raised to the second power. So x to the 5th raised to the second power, power to power rule, x stays the same. 5 times 2 is 10. Y to the 9th power raised to the second power, again, power to power rule, y stays the same. 9 times 2 is 18. Then 3 squared, I can keep it as 3 squared, or I can write 9. Your teacher may prefer you to write 9. If I'm in a chapter or a section where I'm talking about exponents, I might leave it as 3 squared, just to show that I have 3 raised to the second power. But any way you write it, you have x to the 10th power, y to the 18th, over 9. All right, now we're looking at negative 2q times, inside of parentheses here, we have negative 2rq cubed, and that's raised to the 5th power. So then what I'm going to do is simplify this part first, and then I'll do some more simplification using my product rule for exponents. So I have negative 2q times, I think about this negative as being raised to the 5th power. So negative 1 to the 5th power, and then times 2 to the 5th power, times r to the 5th power, times q cubed, hard to say, q cubed, raised to the 5th power. Right? So everything inside of here got raised to the 5th power, as it tells us with the power to power rule. So now, you can do some simplification. I have negative 2. I'm going to write this as negative 1 times 2 times q times negative 1 to the 5th power. That is negative 1. So I'd have another negative 1. Those two would cancel out and it would become positive. And then times 2 to the 5th power, and then times r to the 5th power, and then times q to the 3rd power, or q cubed, raised to the 5th power, power to power rule. So you'd have q raised to the power of 3 times 5, or 15. And this equals, so this is basically 2 to the 1st power times 2 to the 5th power, that's 2 to the 6th power. You have q times q to the 15th, that's q to the 16th. And then I have r to the 5th power. So my end result is 2 to the 6th power, or you could put 64 if you want, q to the 16th, r to the 5th.